monsters when history can scream. The Hindenburg. 37 seconds from glide to fireball. New London, one spark in a Texas school simply isn't there. The Morro Castle, a midnight cruise that drifts ashore as a floating torch. How did static kiss hydrogen? How did invisible gas turn a classroom into a bomb? How did a captain die before a ship caught like a match? 3 true stories, 1 decade, no mercy. This is 3 disturbing 1930s tragedies. The Hindenburg, New London, and the Morro Castle. Let's set the stage. Before the scream, there's a hush. A silver giant sliding over New Jersey pines. A crowd grinning through drizzle. A radio man clearing his throat. In 37 seconds, those smiles will melt. The 1930s worshipped spectacle. Art Deco spires, chrome futures, miracles on schedules. Germany sold the Hindenburg as the crown of that dream. 800 feet of floating luxury. A hotel in the sky crossing the Atlantic in velvet silence. Inside, jazz at the piano, linen on tables, cigarettes in polished holders. Outside, storm-wet air over Lakehurst, ground crew in slickers. The Depression's gloom held back by one shining trick. "6:21 p.m. The mooring line, basically an anchor for an airship, drops. Somewhere near the tail, hydrogen is leaking. Then, a light the size of a match head flutters and chooses violence. Most likely a static discharge finding fuel. It's burst into flames," yells Herbert Morrison's, a WLS radio reporter covering the event. His voice snaps as gas turns air into a blowtorch. Skin peels, girders glow, carpets curl into snakes. Stewards shove windows open and push people out, better broken legs than boiled lungs. 37 seconds. The stern punches the ground, sparks explode across puddles, cables shriek like metal animals. The bow knifes down, the colossus becomes a collapsing crown of fire.
The Hindenburg has gone. She represented man's latest attempt to conquer the Atlantic by air. Her tragedy will not halt the march of progress. From her ashes will arise the knowledge, from her fate the lesson that will lead to a greater and a better means of mastering the air. If so, her dead will not have died in vain.
36 dead, 13 passengers, 22 crew, and 1 on the ground, with dozens more burned into new lives of scar tissue and nightmares. The world watched the future die in public. Confidence in airships evaporated. The age of hydrogen ended in rain and ash. Airplanes inherited the sky. Even Nazi propaganda lost a toy that night. Their shining symbol reduced to a skeleton in New Jersey mud. The decade kept its glamour, but it learned a smell. Singed fabric, hot metal, rain on burnt canvas. The 1930s wanted miracles. The sky answered back. Before the blast, there's a rhythm. Pencil scratches, chalk taps, a sander purring. Then a spark, one heartbeat, and the building exhales fire so hard the roof rips upward like a thrown lid. Texas, 1937. Oil rigs score the sky. Money soaks the pine woods, and the town shows off a school dressed like a courthouse. To shave costs, the district taps raw natural gas. No smell, no color, danger disguised as air. Gas pooled under the floors for weeks. March 18th, shop class. A switch flips, the sander arcs. A spark drops into the crawl space, and the room is sitting on a bomb. The building inhales fire. A white flash lifts the roof as if by 2 fingers and throws it skyward. Brick folds. Lockers become knives. Desks detonate into splinters. 298 people, mostly children, are killed in an instant. The town goes silent except for the rain of paper and dust. Parents in oil-stained coveralls run barefoot, dig with bleeding hands, form human chains passing wood and small bodies. The gym turns into a morgue. Coffins line a basketball court. The front page of America's newspapers becomes a wall of names. They traced it back. Raw gas, no smell. Lawmakers acted. Texas added mercaptan, the rotten egg warning, to every gas line, and the world followed. That stink you catch at the stove is New London saying, "Notice us." The 1930s adored progress, speed, and the bottom line. They were taught a new, terrible commandment. If it's invisible and explosive, give it a voice through its stench. Before the flames, there's a party. Rum on ice, dance shoes on teak, and the soft thrum of engines. By dawn, the shoreline crowds will watch a floating torch drift toward them. September 1934. Depression America buys a little joy on the Morro Castle. Havana rum, cheap cabins, a brief forgetting. The weather turns. By night, a gale has its hands on the hull. Hours before, Captain Robert Wilmot was taken by sudden illness, severe gastric distress, then apparent cardiac failure. With command transferred and the crew on edge, procedures frayed. At 3 a.m., smoke unfurls from a locker and finds fuel everywhere. Varnish, paint, lacquered paneling, canvas. It only needs a spark. The ship provides 1,000. The fire starts small, an electrical fault or careless flame in a locker, then finds lacquered paneling in paint stores. Flashover follows. Corridors become chimneys. Every gust works the bellows. Hose pressure collapses. Watertight doors corral heat and smoke. Lifeboats seize in their davits. Orders tangle. A few officers go missing into the boats while passengers crawl coughing razor blades. Couples jump hand in hand into black water painted hell orange. The ship drifts towards Asbury Park, turning the boardwalk to daytime as people gather, hands to mouths, watching a city block burn at sea. By dawn, 137 are dead. 94 passengers, 43 crew. Some on the beach curled like charred leaves, some in the surf, some gone. The inquiries drag the decade's blind spots into daylight. Flammable finishes, poor training, jammed davits, bad drills. The official cause? Undetermined. The rumors? Arson, sabotage. The radio officer George Rogers hailed a hero that night, will later be convicted of arson and murder on land, an eerie echo that keeps the whispers alive. Congress writes pain into policy, flame-resistant interiors, automatic sprinklers, fire doors that mean it, mandatory drills. Today's cruise ships are metal sermons preached by the Morro Castle's dead. The 1930s wanted fun, cheap, and fast. The ocean demanded respect. 3 shocks from the same decade, 3 warnings spelled in smoke. The sky can turn on you. Thrift can murder. Luxury can burn. 36 beneath a fallen airship. 298 under a Texas sky. 137 in a red dawn off New Jersey. The 1930s were sequins over steel teeth, gleam up front, horror behind.